Tonight, you are not in a hurry. There is no urgent task pulling at your sleeve, no one telling you to move faster. In Pokopia, evenings stretch themselves wide, like a blanket being shaken out before bedtime. You step out onto the worn, wooden path just as the sky begins its slow shift from pale blue to lavender. The air is warm, but not heavy. It smells faintly of grass, salt from the nearby shore, and something sweet. Maybe berries, maybe the last of the town's baking drifting out from open windows. The town is quieter than it was earlier. Shops have begun to close, not with shutters slamming down, but with gentle routines. Signs flip softly, lights dimmed to a friendly glow. Lanterns flicker, one by one, as if the town itself is breathing out. You walk slowly, because there's nowhere you need to be right now. To your left, a path curves towards a meadow. You can hear Pokemon there, and soft sounds. Nothing sharp or startling. A Pikachu's quiet hum, the rustle of leaves where a few grass types are settling in for the night. Somewhere farther off, you hear another Pokemon yawn. You smile without meaning to. Pokopia has been changing since you arrived. Not all at once, not dramatically, just little by little, like the way a room feels warmer after a lamp has been on for a while. You pass the town board near the square. Notes are pinned there with simple requests, written in rounded handwriting. Looking for berries near the creek. New flower patch, come see. Thank you for today. You pause at that last one. There's no name attached, just gratitude, quietly offered. The plaza opens up ahead of you, wide and calm. The fountain in the center trickles softly, its sound low and steady, like something meant to be listened to as you fall asleep. The stone around it still holds the warmth of the day. A few Pokemon linger nearby. A Jigglypuff sits at the edge of the fountain, feet dangling, humming to itself. Not singing, just humming, as if it knows this hour is meant for rest. A Slowpoke is half curled on the grass, eyes closed, tail twitching lazily now and then. It looks like it's already dreaming. You sit on the fountain's edge for a moment and let your shoulders drop. You didn't realize they were tense until now. The sky above deepens to a dusky purple. The first stars are beginning to appear, not all at once, but shyly, like they're checking to see if it's safe to come out yet. After a while, you stand again. There's one small thing you want to do before night settles completely. You head toward the creek. The path there is narrow, winding through tall grass that brushes gently against your legs. Fireflies hover just above the ground, blinking slowly. Not bright, not distracting, just enough to guide you forward. The creek murmurs as you approach, its water catching reflections of the sky. The sound is steady and reassuring, the kind of noise that makes thoughts slow down. Near the water's edge, a few Pokemon have gathered. A Poliwag floats lazily in the shallows, making small ripples that spread outward and fade. A Psyduck sits on a rock, feet in the water, looking unusually calm for once. It doesn't even notice you at first. You kneel and reach toward a berry bush nearby. The berries are ripe, round and softly glowing in the fading light. You pick a small handful, careful not to rush. When you stand again, the Psyduck finally looks up. It blinks, slowly, and it gives a soft, uncertain sound. You hold out a berry. Psyduck takes it, examines it for a moment, as if considering the concept of berries in general, and then eats it with clear satisfaction. The tension you didn't know it carried seems to melt away. It leans back against the rock and sighs. You stay there for a while longer, watching the water move. The sky darkens another shade. The stars are brighter now, scattered generously overhead. Eventually, you turn back toward town. On your way, you notice something new. A patch of land near the meadow, once empty, now hums softly with life. Lanterns line the edge of it, their light warm and golden. A small sign stands at the entrance, freshly painted. Pokemon Habitat, Evening Meadow. You step inside. The grass here is thick and soft underfoot. Flowers glow faintly, their petals catching the lantern light. A gentle breeze moves through the meadow, carrying the sound of quiet chirps and rustles. A ditto is there, shifting slowly between shapes, not rapidly, not for show, but calmly, as if experimenting with what feels most comfortable tonight. It becomes a small round Pokemon and something fluffier, then settles into a simple shape that looks content just being still. Nearby, an Eevee curls up at the base of a lantern, tail wrapped neatly around itself. Its breathing is slow and even. You lower yourself to the grass and sit. This is what Pokopia does best, you think. It doesn't ask you to fix everything. It just invites you to be part of it. You lie back, hands folded loosely on your chest, and look up at the stars framed by the lantern light. Somewhere in the distance, you hear laughter, soft, human laughter, followed by a door closing gently. Time feels strange here. It doesn't disappear exactly. It just stretches and softens. After a while, you stand and brush grass from your clothes. There's one last stop you want to make. The path toward your little house curves past the bakery. The lights are still on inside, though dimmed low. Through the window, you see the baker carefully wiping down the counter, movements slow and unhurried. A Clefairy helps, floating nearby, humming softly as it stacks trays. The smell of bread lingers in the air, warm and comforting. When you reach your house, the porch lantern clicks on automatically, bathing the steps in soft light. You pause there, just for a second, listening. Crickets, the fountain faint in the distance, a far-off Pokemon call, quiet and gentle. Inside, your home welcomes you with a familiar warmth. The room is small, but everything has its place. A table near the window, a chair with a folded blanket draped over the back, shelves lined with little keepsakes, like berries you've collected, photos you've taken, notes from townsfolk. You set the berries from the creek into a bowl on the table. The kettle is already warm, as if it knew you'd be coming back soon. You pour yourself a cup of tea. The steam curls upward, slow and lazy. You carry the cup to the window and look out. Pokopia glows softly at night. Lanterns dot the paths like fallen stars. The meadow lights sway gently. Somewhere, someone is still awake. Not because they have to be, just because they want to be. You sit in the chair and sip your tea. Your thoughts drift, but they don't wander off. They stay close, calm, easy to hold. You think about the small changes you've seen since you've arrived. A new habitat, a new smile, a Pokemon that seems a little more relaxed tonight than it did yesterday. None of it feels urgent. Finish your tea and set the cup down. The blanket is soft as you pull it over your shoulders. Outside, the moon rises higher, casting pale light across the town. You yawn. Your bed is near the window, simple and inviting. You lie down and listen one last time to the sounds of Pokopia settling in around you. The creek, the wind in the meadow, the quiet breathing of a town that feels safe enough to sleep. As your eyes grow heavy, you realize something gentle and reassuring. Nothing bad is waiting for you when you wake up. Only more small moments, more slow evenings, more quiet kindness. Pokopia will still be here. And for now, that's enough. You let the thought drift away as sleep comes easily, softly, and without effort, like the town itself is tucking you in for the night.